Welcome back to AOL Noise Creep Invades Infernofestival Norway. I'm sitting here with the one and only Cornelius from Solefald. How are you?
Very well, thank you. It feels like day 5 of the festival because it's lots of encounters, lots of meetings. I've had a merch stand today, so we met with the fans. So now we're gonna see our backing band play in vain tonight, and then the party begins, and we're gonna play tomorrow. So it's really, a lot of very busy times.
Are you part of the black market here, or?
Yeah, with my 3rd Regiment Berlin. It's an artist collective, so we sell books, T-shirts, catalogs.
Right. Now, do you write poetry as well?
Yeah, my profession is being a writer, so that's what I do when I don't do music.
Now, is your poetry available in English or just in Norsk?
There will be a publication in 2014 with my poems in English, but as of yet it's only Norwegian, unfortunately.
That's pretty cool. And Solefald, for those of you who don't know what it means sunset in ancient Norwegian, or...
Back in the day when people worshipped the big feelings and the vitalist times of the late 19th century, that's really where we want to go with our music, to evoke the sublime and the big feelings.
The newest album is Norden Livskunst?
Yes.
Which is what in English?
It means the Norse art of living.
Okay.
I love it's the title of an old Norwegian book by Torstein Høverstad from 1930 something. I just bought the book and I love the title, so we actually just ripped the title. Funny thing, his grandson is a colleague of mine, and I just met him, and I promised to send him a T-shirt with the Norden Livskunst, so he will. That's to repay some of the debts to the family.
What's it like working with indie recordings, and is your stuff distributed in the States as well?
Yeah, we have American distribution. The work with indie we don't see them much because we publish an album every 4 years. And I hope that is going to change now because we want to be a bit more on the offensive. Collaboration has been good. We have had nice results. We're going to do a European tour in April with Vreid and In Vain. And people seem to get the message. The last album was also nominated for the Norwegian Grammys.
Spellemannprisen?
Spellemannprisen, and it was also, I think, acquired by the Norwegian Library, so it has been widely distributed. So it's been heard and seen. It's had an impact, so for which I'm very happy.
What did you study in university?
I went to University of Sussex in England, and I did a master's degree in philosophy at the Sorbonne in Paris.
What's been the general response on the new album?
Well, the new album, that came out in 2010. It's had just a long life. People seem to understand that it combines the experimentation of the 2 first albums with the more sort of Norse epic orientation of Red for Fire and Black for Death. So in a way, it's our conclusion as a band. It's where we merge our different expressions into one. So in the future, I think this is where the direction we're going into. More rock-oriented, epic, and experimental metal.
Cool. Now, what's your interest in early 1900 Norwegian?
Well, it's something that I have a big passion for because of my grandparents that I spent a lot of time with, and I listened to their histories. What they told me, and I remember their houses, which were full of objects from that time. So it's very. That's where, for me, history begins. Because my grandparents were born from 1902 to 1914, which means that they saw what happened. Now they're gone, and that time that door is closed. So it only that's so far that I can remember, through my grandparents. It was when Norway got its independence, 1905. There was such an enthusiasm, and people were cultivating the Old Norse styles again. I think it's a beautiful time with the Jugendstil, Art Nouveau, the houses, the poetry. I just love that period on an aesthetic level. So that is what we want to recreate, and also the fact that they were so enthusiastic and they had this big passion that they could express. Nowadays, you're supposed to. Well, we have been laid back for some, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years. Personally, I'm very fed up with being laid back. I want to be passionate.
Right.
So I think that is what we're about now. Go for the big picture and the big emotions.
Well, I know you guys don't tour that much, and
that is about to change.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's always,
Yeah.
especially with the way things are now, like these days with the music business. And if someone didn't hear Solefald before, what would you describe the sound?
In the beginning, we referred to it as red music with black edges, or radical designer rock and roll. It's a musical expression that is crafted by Lars, who's playing keys, and me playing the guitar. So you could actually compare it to Muse and Deep Purple.
Cool.
When I talk to people who are outside of the metal business, I often, especially if it's people older than me, I usually invoke Deep Purple, and they get the point immediately. So of course our sound is different, but as they do not know Opeth, I would go for Deep Purple. So you could say it's Deep Purple with spikes and a dash of red in it.
This album, or one of the albums you had, Avnet from Jev.
Yes.
How did that come about? Because she's super talented. I love her.
I have known her for quite some years, and she's very nice person, easy to talk to. Lars approached her and she said yes immediately, and we had set up the recording schedule. Everything went pretty smoothly, and of course we were widely satisfied with her work because didn't texty, like it's a very playful type of vocals. She sounds like a crazy girl. You know, one German reviewer he said she's a Göre, which means like a crazy small girl, and that's what she sounds like. With this kind of playfulness that she has and the vocal agility, it's admirable.
And who would you say most of your musical inspiration was? Like, what did you grow up listening to that made you want to play music? And
my jacket,
AC/DC,
AC/DC was,
Motorhead,
was the
Judas Priest.
Yeah, it's sort of old school approach. Slayer, that was
What's on that side? What patch is that?
Tankard.
Ah, Tankard. What's on the other side?
Slayer.
Slayer. Cool.
Yeah. So that's the old school type of approach. So when I was 11, 12, it's really like Metallica, AC/DC, Slayer, Motorhead, the big bands. Solefald are more inspired by, we started in 1995, and we had 2 albums as references. It was the first album of Cradle of Filth, Principle of Evil Made Flesh, and then the first album of Emperor, In the Nightside Eclipse. So our sound started as a sort of merge between the 2 of them, combined with world music, because both in Lars' parents' house and in my childhood home, we had much classical music, world music, jazz, etc. So our first 2 albums are very much impregnated by world music too, unlike most of the black metal of the time.
What kind of messages do you wish to convey to your fans through your music?
I think it's about curiosity, really. That's the main value that we always had in our music. It's curiosity, playfulness, experimentation, and openness. So even though it sounds very bombastic and total in its way, because it's so layered, our music, then behind it there is always playfulness, and also quite often there is humor. And some people get it and others don't, and it's not that important. But often when we record and write music, we laugh our asses off, because there is this song in the first album where you have a blasting black metal theme, and then it's just this little bit, and then it kicks in again. It's everything really violent. So.
And what are your plans after Infernofestival?
After Inferno, I'm going to Berlin to pack my bags for the European tour.
Cool.
With Solefald and Vrede and In Vain. So that's what I'm going. And after that, when the tour is done, I'm gonna prepare my beautiful vintage Swedish mahogany boats for the summer season. I'm dying.
What do you do on your days off? Like,
normal day for me would be to sleep until I wake, go running in Berlin, like a 20-kilometer run. Take a shower. I would go to Galerie Lafayette and I would eat oysters and drink white wine and possibly go to the opera in the evening. So that's like a the days that I like the most. And also visit museums and galleries. I really like painting and visual arts. So, which Berlin is great when it comes to both opera and classical music and the arts.
What are your thoughts on French Impressionism?
My thoughts on French Impressionism. Since I was 17, I quite often went to the Musée d'Orsay in Paris, and they have a huge collection of Van Gogh, Monet, Manet, etc. So I always sympathized with the vision, but of course, when you compare it to like dark music and dark art, it's nothing to do because it's very light and it's very dreamy. So I think you can sense some of the atmospheres of Impressionism in early Solefald and also in some of my poems. But it's not iconography, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You can't use Monet as a logo, I think, for our kind of music.
No. So, if fans want to buy your stuff, what's your official website, aside from Facebook?
Facebook.com/Solefald. That's the Facebook group. The merch site is propagenia.no. propagenia.no. That's my personal website where I sell merch, and I send it from Berlin every 2 weeks.